How you doing? He killing it, D.
Did you want to drink?
All right, thank you.
Everybody set you ready and rolling? So say you want, so say you are?
I'm good.
All right. Coach, your voice opens with an opening statement on how practice is going at this point, and we'll open for questions.
I think it's been solid for the most part. We're getting a lot of answers to some questions we had going into this spring at this point, leading up to the spring game on next week. Glad to see the development of a lot of guys, you know, defensively, offensively at certain positions that we had huge question marks about. But the injury bug, we don't have a lot of injuries right now, so I'm happy about that. That's the main thing for me right now. We got a lot of guys upright right now, looking forward to next week. Fresh legs, you know, to this point, we've been trying to, for the most part, cut back much as we can, but we still got to get our work as a staff, as a program. And the guys have responded. They've responded, they came out, they've been competing at a very high level. And that's what we've been demanding throughout this spring. So we had a great point as a football team going into the spring game on next week. I'm excited about it.
Two-part question. How have the quarterbacks played, and do you know who's going to start the two sides of the spring game?
Great question. Great question. They've been doing well. Zy McDonald, Jason Brown, Phillip Short have all been competing well. We don't know right now who's going to go out there with the first team, but all will have an opportunity to get first team reps. We've told them that, so that's what we're excited about. And just whichever guy can go out there and, you know, lead the offense up and down the field and just be productive, you know, not turn the football over, make the right reads, and, you know, be that leader on the field.
Coach, you mentioned you're getting answers to some questions. What were those questions?
You know, we were talking about earlier the linebacker position. Alan Walker has been phenomenal. Him and Javarian Jenkins have been doing a great job, you know, playing linebacker for us this spring. Those are some new additions that, you know, we were excited about getting them in here, but to actually see them go out there and play football, it's been a blessing. The D-line, can they continue their dominance on that side of the ball as far as defense? They've been doing a phenomenal job getting after the quarterback. You know, I have to give them a quick whistle because those four dudes we got up there, Niles Gaddy, Jeremiah, and what is it, Double D we call him, and Doyle has been doing an excellent job of getting after the quarterback this spring. On the offensive line, you know, you always got to protect the quarterback. We're kind of thin on the O-line right now, but the guys have really been stepping up on that side of the football as well. So overall, they've been doing a pretty good job at those positions.
Coach, after first practice, you said the offensive line and defensive line were impressing you. They're still looking good out there?
They are. They are. We like I just was saying, the offensive line, we're kind of thin there, but for those guys to go out there and take the amount of reps that we're asking them to take, they've been doing a great job with that. It's a new system, you know, and I wanted to see how fast we could grasp what Coach Harris wants to do, you know, offensively, schematically, and they've caught on with that. And I've been preaching all spring about being physical. You know, we want to bring a new physicality to the game, and they've stepped up and answered the bell. I think what they've been benefiting from, for the most part, is both sides are highly talented guys, and they've just been getting each other better on a day-to-day basis. I have to tell them, though, in the end, you know, it's JSU playing JSU. You know, we want to make each other better and, you know, be ready for the opponent on August 26th.
Coach, have you guys been going one-on-ones yet, ones against ones, and who's winning the fit?
It's been a little tick for tack. It's been tick for tack there. You know, you know how it is. One day the defense will go out there and do their thing. Then one day the offense do it. It's whoever's energy level is up. And that's what I tell them all the time. You got to be ready to play the game every day. But it's been tick for tack for there. They've been really competing with each other. When we do get ones-on-ones, they hate to go to ones and twos and stuff because, you know, those first groups like to get after each other and make each other better. So it's been a kind of tick for tack deal. That's what we're kind of trying to decide for next week's spring game. You know, how is that format going to kind of lay out? Will we let the ones get after the ones a little bit? And I'm thinking we're going to probably end up doing that a little bit out there on next Saturday.
You mentioned the secondary after the first practice.
Oh, no doubt.
That could be a concern, but you mentioned some guys that have caught your eye. How are they adjusting with the big turnaround?
They're playing solid football. Coach Quinn came from Alcorn doing an excellent job as a DB coach with those guys, but we got some really good elite corners here. playing the corner position. Jalen Hughes has been having a great spring. K5, Keevrick Wiggins has, and the addition of Keedron Callaghan. I keep saying his name because he keeps flashing out there on the football field. He had a big turnover on yesterday, an interception, and he's just a hawk. He gets to the ball, and for him to understand everything we're doing defensively right now and just kind of taking it and putting that thing on his shoulders in the secondary, we feel real good about, the schemes and the things we're going to ask them to do in the secondary. Anytime, and I always tell them, you got 4 guys that can rush the quarterback, you can get a little more creative in the secondary back then, put more guys in coverage. So they all benefit off of each other. But those names, some guys that's just been jumping out.
As a former wide receiver here at JSU, what have you seen from the wide receiver group? Of course, you're trying to look for a quarterback, but how are those guys on the perimeter kind of, helping those guys out?
The guys that we expected to make plays are making plays. You see Rico Powers out there having a good spring, Seven McGee, Trevante Rucker. That's the one position I would have to say that I still got a few question marks about. It's a load of talent, but I'm ready for that next 3 or 4 guys to step up. We lost a few guys there that made plays for us that moved on to other places, looking to move on. But the 3 are the 3 right now, but I'm still looking for a few more names to step up at that position because we can't count on those 3 dudes to tote the load week in, week out.
The running back room is something I feel like we haven't really talked about much since the first day of practice. What's the status on that, and what's the status on Savion?
On Savion? Savion is trying to figure some things out right now. He's a part of this football team till he tell it he's not. But he's trying to figure some things out. But we got to focus on the guys that's in here every day. JD, he's having a phenomenal spring. He's really getting after it as a football player. He's looking explosive right now. Des Moultrie is having a solid spring as well. And also we count on some guys that we've signed that's not here yet, that we're looking forward to getting here. They'll be here for the spring game, but wish we could suit them out. But very proud of what JD and Des are doing right now.
Coach, I know that you said the quarterback battle's open, but who's the first quarterback going out with the first team in the first rep?
We're going to flip a coin probably.
No, I'm talking about in practice.
Oh, in practice? That's every day we rotate them.
Oh, you rotate
them? Yeah, we rotate them every day, just to show we're not showing any favoritism toward any guy. So we just kind of keep it where, one day Jason goes out there and get with the ones, then the next day maybe Phil, and then the other day maybe Zai.
Okay.
Yep.
Are there any under-the-radar guys that maybe when spring comes around in the next season that people will be surprised or is getting so much playing time?
Bruce Mitchell in the secondary has been taking some first-team reps. He's looking really good, and he's a freshman that we brought in at the mid-year. This kid should be still in high school, but he's been doing a good job for us. Cameron James at tackle, transfer from Minnesota, 6'7" kid that's been having a pretty good spring as well. And then I brought up his name at running back. It was by committee last year, but what JD is doing out there right now, he's looking real elite. Very good size on him for a running back, very explosive. You'll see that next weekend. But when he hits it, it's hard to get hands on him. Brandon, the receiver out there that we got in here, Brandon, is it Johnson? Brandon Johnson, we brought in this spring, is having a good camp as well. So it's quite a few guys. I know I'm missing some guys right now. Tim Stewart is having a good camp, the transfer from Troy. So it's quite a few guys that's stepping up that we're excited about.
Coach, you lost R.J. Fleming. Are you going to be opening that position up, or are you going to coach receivers, or what?
No, right now, Coach Mo is handling it. We've been interviewing guys, going through the whole process, but that's part of it. You're always excited when guys can go and be where they, feel good about being out, when them and their families feel good at being about. But RJ, I think the world of him. He was doing a great job while he was here. But, we're going to continue to move on. We've interviewed 3 to 4 guys. I'll probably be announcing somebody as early as next week. So I feel good about, the guys the candidates that we've been interviewing.
Let's do it. Coach Taylor, thank you.
All right, appreciate it. All right, thank you. How y'all doing?
Good. All right, Coach. You got a roll? No.
Everyone set?
Yes, sir.
All right. Blake, you first dibs.
Coach, so what have you seen from your side of the ball and just coming through spring and obviously just meeting your new group of guys?
You meet a group of young men that's ready to go out and participate and excel at the high level. They're taking the information from the classroom to the field, and you can see them retaining it. You can see them making checks that, because they've been giving us some difficult, formations and all that good stuff that, you really don't cover until you see it on the field. But you can see them starting to get it right. And it's been a pleasant surprise to see. So we're excited about where we're at right now and just want to continue to build upon that and kind of go from there.
Is there some names that stick out?
Of course. Doyle been doing a great job of just taking information. Antonio Doyle, defensive end, just taking information, going out and applying it to the field. Being able to take stuff from individual peers to team settings and it's showing up in them team settings. Also with Jeremiah Williams, doing a great job as well up front for us. Kedron, just being able to fly around and being surprised about how fast and how quickly he's been moving and picking up the scheme. And of course, the two corners out there have been playing phenomenal. So it's been, like I said, it's been a pleasant surprise to see them dudes pick it up so fast and go out and excel at it.
Coach, with about a week out until the spring game, has it been a position group that you've seen as kind of, led the way so far? And then is there another group that you still want to see more of?
As far as a position group, I think for the most part, all of them, it's been, I ain't gonna say up and down, but some stand out more than others because they are high as far as competition-wise. So it might be the D-line one day. Come back, it might be the secondary one day. And I'm always preaching that, the front end got to work with the back end. So as they covering well, it's give us more time to rush. And as we rushing well, it give them less time to cover. And also the backers have been coming along and doing their thing as well. So I just been, again, pleased at the process and the, things that they've been doing out there.
Coach, is your defense more attacking? You're saying a lot of teaching. Is it a lot different than what they had last year? Or is it more a read and react? How would you?
I ain't gonna say it's a lot more different. We gonna play a little bit zone. So with some teaching as far as that, we've been excellent in the man stuff. So it's just implementing what we do. And like I said, they've been picking up to it, and it's been great. Just really different terminologies.
Will you blitz a lot?
We'll bring our fair share. But I'm a big believer of just doing whatever we have to do to win based on that given week.
Coach Taylor mentioned Walker and Jenkins being two standouts at the linebacker position. What have you just seen firsthand working with them every day?
Just instincts. Being able to come downhill and stop the ball carrier from moving. When them two hit somebody, they normally going backwards as far as the ball carrier. And that's been the thing about it. Them being a leader of the defense and being vocal and being able to get everybody on the same page. So we put a lot on them guys, and they've been responding.
Coach, do you have a lot of depth in case you were to get injuries?
We do. We feel good about what we have. Again, we're big believers in developing everybody, giving everybody that opportunity to go out and compete and show us what they can do. And they've been taking heed to it. Everybody's been getting the opportunity, and there's been some surprising people in there that might be able to help us out a little bit more than we thought going into the fall.
Coach, I got a question. I guess I'm curious. When it comes to when you see guys buying into the system that you guys are implementing, how are you guys doing it? Is it a combination of film from last year's defense and the stuff that you did at Alcorn? Is it a mix, or are you guys just adjusting to what guys do? I guess, how do you guys in this springtime really form in the identity and the X and O's of the defense?
It's a mixture. We do show some film of what we did last year at Alcorn. Also, we want to be able to take the things that these guys do well and continue to implement that. We don't want them guys being out there, not being able to do something that they're comfortable with. But, it's been a mixture of film, board work, walkthroughs, and, things of that nature.
Coach, what do you want to see out of spring from your defense?
Just execution, flying around, being physical, and getting hatched to the football. I'm a big believer in work, and that's what I want to be able to see. Them guys go out there, work, and make plays and be where they're supposed to be. Mm-hmm.
Coach Bradley, thank you.
No problem. Appreciate you guys.
That was before all that? Okay.
Oh, thanks for bringing that up.
Was that a team choice? Or was that a him choice?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right, Coach, I guess for you, with about a week out from spring practice, how are you seeing the guys really buy and execute more into the offense? Or are these guys kind of where you want them to be considering all the changes, or a lot more work to do?
There's always work to do, no question about that. But from where we started to where we are right now, very, very pleased. You know, guys are starting to learn what we're doing. It's starting to be more instinctual, you know what I mean? So now it's instinctual, we can play faster. So guys are doing very well. We cut back some on the install because we wanted to make sure that these guys, I guess for a lack of a better term, wasn't drinking, you know, water from a fire hose, you know what I mean? Yeah, so we cut back on it some. But guys are starting to learn what we do, and they start to effectively do it in a manner that's pleasing to us, you know. One thing about it, too, you know, Coach Bradley does a really good job with defense, man. It's been some great competition back and forth, you know, offense and defense. Some days we have better days, some days they have better days. Some periods we have better times, you know, than others. But, man, love the competition. Love the way the guys have been buying into what we're doing from an offensive perspective. You know, the attitudes have been great. The effort has been great, I would say, for every practice with the exception of one.
Has there been a specific quarterback that has stood out this spring?
You know, they're all competing right now. You know, they're all still learning. Specifically, I can't say that one is definitely ahead of another. Yeah, you know better. I'm not going to answer that question anyway. You know better. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
Ultimately, what do you want to see from whoever the starting quarterback is?
Yeah.
You know, the traits and some of the attributes that you know, okay, this is going to be our guy.
Number one, leadership. You know, being able to direct guys and get them lined up in different positions, things of that nature. And also a guy that can distribute the ball the way that we want him to distribute the football. You know, whether it's handed off when the safety is high on an RPO or when the safety comes down, you know, pull it and throw it and things of that nature. But, you know, leadership and being able to distribute the ball in a manner that's, that makes our offense, you know, high functioning.
We talked about the tight ends being a big part of your offense after the first day of spring training, and you mentioned obviously DJ and Jency
Yes.
as two guys that have been doing really good this spring. How are they just adjusting to your style of offense? And just talk to me about their spring.
Well, I think they see that, you know, when we say the tight end is going to be a huge part of it, they really believe it now. They're going to be a huge part of what we do offensively. You know, they are the ones that kind of gives us a different dynamic because we can do so many formations with those guys. So, you know, whether inside, whether they're lined up traditionally, where we got them split out, they see right now that they're going to be a vital part of what we do offensively. So they've been buying into it. The learning curve has been acceptable for right now. You know, we still have to get better, you know, because, you know, I would say next to the quarterback position on our offense, that's the toughest position to learn because it's a mix between traditional tight end, fullback, as well as a wide out, you know, so they have the most to learn.
Coach had mentioned that he wanted to see more out of receiver group as far as like depth, getting those second, third, and fourth guys up to speed. I guess what do you see from that group in terms of just execution or, like you said, being more instinctual and comfortable with the offense?
Yeah, we probably have about, you know, 5 to 6 guys right now that going into a game that we feel comfortable with playing. That number needs to rise. You know what I mean? It needs to rise. So some guys will have to come along, and I think it's a matter of them. What are you doing when you're not with us? You got me? You have to get into your playbook. You know, you have to write these plays down. You have to study the film that we have. All of our installations are uploaded. You got me? So those guys have access to that. So what are you doing when you're not here with us? And I think the ones that are struggling right now, it's not a matter of talent. It's a matter of knowing what to do, being able to get that signal, interpret it, and go out and do it in a high-functioning manner. So that's what they're struggling with right now.
Coach, how fast do you want to play?
Very fast. You know, you want to, you know, if Coach Taylor will allow me, you know, anywhere from, you know, 75 to 85 plays per game. That's where you want to play. I think it does a couple things. It slows down the pass rush. You got me? So now you don't have to, be concerned about multiple protections and things of that nature. And also, it gets us, base pictures because, a lot of times people just have a normal check, or you're able to figure out what that check is to your tempo very, very quickly. So it simplifies the game. Also, it also eliminates a true pass rush.
Coach, do you think you might have multiple quarterbacks play and again a game as opposed to as a package to switch up?
I can possibly see that with our talent. I can. I can. I think all of those guys are talented, but they do have different skill sets that lends to a certain thing that you want to highlight in your offense.
Coach Taylor was talking about how the offensive line doesn't have many guys, but they've been working really hard.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yeah, those guys are troopers. Those guys, Debo Hayes, man, he's going every single snap. He hadn't missed a snap. And that's buying into the culture. That's buying to what we want to build our team on, a toughness mentality, whatever it takes to get the job done, I'm going to do it. So those guys that really have been buying in. Evan has been doing an amazing job as well, not only with the snaps that he's taken, but the leadership that he provides for the offensive line as well as our team. So I'm very excited about where those guys are headed.
Dovetailing off that, Coach said those numbers are kind of thin. Is it a matter of maybe getting more guys healthy or getting guys more acclimated to what the offensive system to kind of build that depth so, Debo's not playing every single snap?
Yeah, getting guys healthy, number one, and then getting guys in. So it's twofold. We have some guys banged up, and also we need to get a few more guys here to play for us here.
Is there a major thing you want to see out of spring game for the offense?
Just consistency, to make sure that we're making the right reads, that we're doing the right things, that when we call a certain play that everybody is doing it correctly and with all of the effort they can possibly put out on that particular play. So that's exactly what we're looking for from a spring game perspective.
Do it. Thank you.
No, thank you all. All right.